Morning. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I was sitting here messing with some tackle. I got me some new Mr. Blitz jigs in, as you can see. Mike tied them up. They're beautiful jigs. If you need some good preacher jigs from an authentic preacher, Mr. Blitz, that's the ones you want. But I was sitting here and I was reading a while ago about a guy, an alligator down in Florida. It made me think about a story back in 1980. I was 10 years old. My old man, he loved horror movies, loved them. Absolutely watched all of them. Well, any of y'all that have been around back then or know about horror movies and know what came out in the 80s was Friday the 13th. And if you don't know about Friday the 13th, look it up, check it out. It's going to look a little cheesy to you, but the ending will get you. The ending is absolutely, you got to watch it all the way through or fast forward if you're lazy and just want to see what I'm talking about. But check it out. So, what happened, we were going out, we are going up to the lake. My mom didn't want to go see it. Dad's all excited. Oh, new horror movies out. Supposed to be the best of the best. Rated R. That was a big deal back then. Rated R. I'm 10 years old. Hey, and we're going to go see it because mom wouldn't go with him. He had to have somebody go with him. So I get volunteered. I get to go check it out. I think it's going to be great, man. I get to see these horror movies and machetes and parts getting chopped off and stabbed. And it's going to be a great movie, right? I'm a 10-year-old kid. Going to be great. So we get in there and we watch this movie. At the end, the little boy that had drowned at the lake comes flying out of the water, grabs this only survivor in the canoe, pulls her back into the lake. Now, keep this in mind. We go up to the lake a few days later. We're in a 14-foot bateau. And then, if you know what a bateau is, it's a narrow, small boat. We're in it. We got a 7.5 Sears motor on the back, no reverse. You had to spin the motor around to make it go in reverse. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Others don't. You have to look those up as well. But cool little motors. They did well, but they weren't always the easiest to start. So we get up there, and Grandpa's up there, and he's been gardening and whatnot, and this big, bright full moon coming. So crappie are going to be biting good. That's the expectation. And we get everything loaded in the boat. We get ready to head out that evening, and right at dark, we're going to head out and get tied up. Got the lanterns, got the ice chest, and the ice chest is not for fish. And let me reiterate, it is full of beer for Dad. So the ice chest is not for fish. We put the fish on a stringer. They don't go in the cooler. So just so you know, because there's going to be some things come up, and you wonder why you just put them in the ice chest, but that's for the beer only. So we go out and we head out that way. And we got bats flying around. If you've never been in East Texas at night and seen the little small bug bats that fly around at night and zoom around towards your head in the light, and we just saw this movie, and it's kind of creepy because you got bats zooming around. And so at one point on the way out, Dad said, "Get the boat paddle. If another one comes down here, smack him." And I'm not going to use what he said, but it's just smack him if you can. So we get out there. Bats didn't get us. No vampire bats, no crap like that. So we get out and we get tied up, get the lanterns lit, got it hanging on the tree. Now back then Toledo had tall trees, big tall, 10, 20 foot tall trees still, and you could put a nail in it, hang the lantern, or you could just hang it off a limb. So we get the lantern up, hang the lantern out, get it lit up. Man, things are going good. I mean, we're catching a lot of fish, and so we've timed this weekend perfectly. We're catching all these crappie and loading the stringer. So I'd put them on the stringer, timed to the side of the boat. Well, it's one of those nights, if you ever been out in the country or out in the woods, that everything's awake, everything's loud and talking, and it's just really creepy. You're hearing noises that you didn't know were out there, but they live there. It's their house, right? But they're making their noises and doing their thing, and we keep hearing this growling sound and this splashing. So finally, I grab the light, and we're looking around, and we see these eyeballs about the size of a Coke can, so, and they're bright red eyeballs just on the surface, just kind of easing along. And we're like, what in the world is this? And it's growling, and then all of a sudden it goes down, and this is coming towards the boat. So it's kind of unnerving. I'm a 10-year-old kid, and I don't know what this is. And the old man's getting really nervous, and he's kind of scared. And what is that? You've been up here with your granddad. What is that? I said, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but it's got big red eyes, and it's coming this way. So it's coming this way, coming towards us, coming towards us. Finally, he says, "You know what? Damn this. We're leaving the bats, and now this is coming after us. We're out of here." Well, he goes to start the motor, and he pulls on it, and he tells me to get the lantern down. So I reach for the tree and get the lantern down, and as I do, I feel the boat shift a little bit. Now these boats are really unstable if you get off out of balance. So he pulls on the motor, still nothing. He pulls on it a third time. Well, he gets upset with it. He gets plumb mad with the damn thing's what he did. He stands up and he goes to pull on it. Well, if you've ever seen a motor kick back when you go to pull it, it kicked back, throwed him over the side, reared the boat up on the end. I've got a hold of the tree. I'm holding this tree. I'm 10. I'm holding this tree and I got the lantern in the floor. It's still lit. And this thing is coming towards us that we don't know what it is. And here it comes. The fish are on the side of the boat. I don't think he ever went all the way in the water because he got back in the boat so fast. Like, I don't know if he got wet or not, but I doubt it because he got back in the boat so fast. It was hilarious now. It wasn't so funny then. Gets in the boat. The motor starts like, no problem. Here we go. We're untied. This thing is coming towards us. It's swimming faster now because there's more commotion in the water. Grab the fish, throw him in the floor of the boat. We haul butt back into the camp. Obviously, he's wet. We get up to the camp. We got our fish on the stringer in the boat, and he tells me just put them in the damn sink and clean them later. He's going up to the camp. So he goes up to the camp, and Grandpa's laughing as he comes up dripping wet. And he's, what happened? Everything all right? Yeah, everything's fine. We just big eyeballs and growling. And so Grandpa's laughing. He's been in the woods his entire life. He knows that this is an alligator. It happened to be a 10-foot alligator, but it was an alligator nevertheless, and they make noises and growl and do their thing. So that's what happened. We fell out the boat, and Grandpa laughed for a while. Now we laugh about it, but at the end of that movie, if you'll go watch that movie, you'll understand why alligators swimming towards the boat, wanting your crappie that are on the stringer, which nowadays nobody uses a stringer, so you really don't have to worry about it. But it's one of those deals that it's funny now that wasn't that funny to the people involved. It was funny to everybody that we told it to. But hey, hope you enjoyed it. Tell your friends. Check us out. If you're looking for a good pair of sunglasses, check out Waterland Sunglasses. Use code DWL15. Get you 15% off of them. Till then, get those kids in the outdoors. Remember, toes in that line. Set the hook.